My name is Linda Lehmanhurst, and my late husband and I moved here in '92.
Speak into the microphone.
Is that better? Okay. We moved here in '92 from the mountains in San Bernardino, California. So I don't think you're going to destroy the mountain look. The mountains are the mountains. They're just totally different than downhill. Flatlands. Anyway, I live out on Highway 84, and if there's a problem with putting this Wal-Mart out there, why don't we put it out here at 84 and 160? Yeah. Was right about the elderly needing to get to. That would make it a lot closer for them. It'd make me happier. So, 84 and 160.
Hi, and thank you again for allowing us to speak our thoughts. My name is Andrea Burns. I'm a native of Colorado. I've been away for 40 years and I came back. This is the only town in the entire state of Colorado that I decided to move to, even though I searched everywhere. This was it. I lived in Seattle for 20. And I didn't intend to speak, but I do have a question about when Dollar General was allowed to go ahead and make their plans for coming in, which we all know is going in right in next to Ace Hardware. And a lot of our concerns are the fact that City Market has high prices on our food. Weren't they approached to allow them to bring in their Dollar General Market, which they're going in all over the United States that has food? Because I think that's a big problem we all have here is prices of food. I am against Wal-Mart. I don't want them here. One of the reasons I moved here is because there was not a big box store. I wouldn't want to be in your position on the council. I'm sorry, but pardon? Well, no, I get to make a choice like you do. I made a choice, and this is where I'm going to stay. But I will fight Walmart and any other big stock box store. It's not our best interest. We need to, as the other lady said, we need to go ahead and do something with the store front that City Market abandoned, and we can make that profitable for us. And I just think that other things need to be considered before this is finalized. And again, I thank you for allowing us the time to talk.
Good evening. My name is Ray Finney. I live in the county, but I always shop in town because there aren't any stores in the county. I think that the planners of Pagosa Springs did a great job of annexing this gigantic flagpole that goes out to the west. I have big concerns about Walmart. I don't think it's the kind of store we need. I don't think it's the wages and working conditions that people in Pagosa Springs need. I think statistically, for every one Walmart job, there's probably 1.4 regular jobs that are lost because that's the Walmart's business model. But the one thing I hope people heard tonight is what Mrs. Manzanares said, that we really don't have a store in Old Town Pagosa Springs. So the challenge I would give to the town council would be, why don't you go talk to Kroger? Give them the choice. Do you want to have an IGA downtown, or do you want to have a Walmart up where everything else is, which is killing downtown? And the Mrs. Manzanares of this world can't walk to City Market or to the proposed Walmart site. So I really think that we don't need Walmart. We do need another grocery store. And I would really lean on Kroger to let loose of their building downtown and let an IGA move in there. Yeah, well, I'm a realtor, so if somebody wants to buy or sell something, come see me. So anyhow, that's what it. Think about the ladies, all the older Hispanic people that live downtown and the younger Anglos that live downtown. You really need to build back downtown. So that's what's going on. Thank you.
Walmart does not cure poverty, and if you do the research, Walmart creates poverty. And last night, 2 words came to me: thrive and survive. I want to be part of a Pagosa that thrives, and that has a strategy and a vision to do so. I think inviting a Wal-Mart into our town is surrendering to expectations that Pagosa can do no better than survive. And that's sad for me, and that's sad for Pagosa.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Maria Martinez-Vega.
Bye-bye.
I am a native of Pagosa Springs, many generations in my family. I went to school with many of you. I am a retired teacher, a young retired teacher, I need to say. And a lot of people think this is a retirement community. And if that's the case, I applaud those of you who bring your retirement money here, because maybe you retired at 100% with your paycheck, 100% with your medical status. We are not having that type of retirement today. We are foregoing those things, and we are retiring. I have recently retired into below poverty, and I am a native of Pagosa Springs. As a native, I would like to apologize to Mr. Dobbs for the rude comments and discussion happening as he stood here to take the floor. I would like to say God bless you to all of you on the town council for putting up. Please feel free to do so. I will let them build in my backyard right this moment, because
my name is Wayne Walls. I've been here about 25 years. I'm a business person here in town. I own a tour company, Wilderness Journeys, and a rafting company. And I would urge all my employees, all my friends, and all my relatives to never shop at Wal-Mart. I haven't been one in 10 years. I don't call it Wal-Mart. It's China Mart. It's China Mart, also known as Wal-Mart. They have done more damage to our country, to our infrastructure, our manufacturing. Now they're going after our farms and ranches. They've done more damage than Al-Qaeda, the communist bloc, or the Axis power in World War II ever thought of doing. They're destroying our country from within. Thank you very much. And I propose an American Christmas 2012. Do not give anybody any present that was not made in America. America first! Down with Wal-Mart!
I honestly don't know how to follow that. My name's Diane Killen. My husband and I live in the town. Can you all hear me back there?
yes.
I only have a couple of comments. Actually, Mark, you and I agree. I'm falling right down the middle on this topic. I think what I would like to see is a Walmart or some other large store that would bring in jobs for those who need them. It's great that some of you don't need jobs. It's just great. But there are a lot of people in this town that do, and they will take any job. And I have been there myself, where I would have taken a $10 job. So, fortunately, we own our own business now. I don't need to do that. I wish we could hire more people. I wish that the businesses in this town could hire more people. And I challenge you all to do so at the wages that you're professing that you think people need to have. The only other thing I wanted to say is, I do feel for the people that live in the neighborhood where it's going to be built. Or where they say it's going to be built. And I would hope that they would pick another site, perhaps the corner of 84 and 160 across from the junkyard owned by somebody in the town that should really clean it up. If they're talking about things that they don't like, that are ugly, then why don't we go after some of the things we can control that would give visitors to this town a better idea? The only other thing I'd like to say is that I'm really pleased that the town held this meeting tonight. I don't know who suggested it was this format. I had heard it was going to be something different, and I'm really proud of you all for opening it up to discussion so that not only you can hear us, but we can hear each other, and hopefully come together as the one Pagosa everyone professes to be, and that is for the low-income minorities as well as the retired second homers. There's a big gap between them, and I think we all need to listen to each other and accept those things that are going to bring us together. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. Thank you for doing this. And, you know, I would like to just say that I so value and appreciate everybody's comments for and against. And I think we've heard a lot of great opinions tonight and a lot of great recommendations, but very little fact. And it's disappointing to me as a business owner in town and a resident outside of town but in the community that the only facts that seem to be out there specific to Pagosa, and I've read all of the research on Wal-Mart. I would challenge anybody that has read more than I have, for and against. And the stacks, contrary to what my friend Mr. Weiler says, is about this high against and about this high for. But specific to our community, most of you, many of you that are on council now, created and asked for a study, the EPS study of 2005. It was a very comprehensive study. I have it if anybody would like it. I've read it forwards and backwards. And it states very clearly, specific to our community, in economic conditions that were better than they are today, much better, and projections that are much better than we know today 5 years down the road, that the big box solution for our community is absolutely not the answer. It absolutely defines what will happen. Not hypothetically, not to some other community, not what happened in Durango, but specifically what will happen in Pagosa Springs. What the job loss will be, that 40% of the revenue that they get came from the expenses of the existing businesses. So you can take the Wal-Mart numbers of $40 million, you can take $17.8 million from that, and of that $22 million, you can take your 2%, or $440,000 a year in taxes, and decide as responsible people if $400,000 a year spread across the entire community is worth putting many of us out of business. Why not focus on the real issue? Why not do what Doris suggests and fix the problem in your own front yard? Why not get creative and find a way to bring a supermarket to downtown Pagosa Springs? Why use a giant box to create a mid-box solution? Please consider that. Thank you.
Hello, I just have something to share here. Josh, can you catch this? Bear with me. Thank you.
Come on, get to the point. Time's up. This month's on.
Bar Bentley, thank you for your patience. The days are getting longer. Ravens are courting now. Nature is perfectly timed. She never gets ahead of herself. The trouble with our eagerness to make a world is that because the world is already made, what is there must first be destroyed. Our place is changing too. Some say it could be more prosperous, more city-like. City life is like the frog in hot water, only you gradually drip in drops of pollution and stress till he dies of cancer, not even noticing he's in danger. We want prosperity, but how do we purify prosperity? The danger Walmart represents is a nationwide addiction to poverty, a poverty of consumerism that's left the vast majority of Americans dependent on debt-based boom-bust economic growth cycles that support a corporate-led systematic process of concentrating wealth in fewer hands. Walmart spills poverty. for their exploited workers, for the communities they plunder, for the environments raped to mass produce the products they sell, and for pimping a consumer culture addiction to an entire world. Walmart spells poverty by making our lives worthless. If the biggest corporation in the world comes here, I challenge them to define how they will specifically improve the well-being of the people of our
We're not
community.
listening anymore.
No one has a right to consume happiness without producing it.
Turn them
Yet we, the
on.
people,
Run him out. Take an order and clear it out.
I want to thank you for having this open meeting versus the cards that were going to be put in that you talked about earlier. You know, I keep hearing this talk about 200 jobs. But basically, we're just moving them, we're displacing them. We're moving them from Alco, City Market, and other places. So we're not creating jobs, we're just relocating jobs. We're going to end up with a bunch of empty shells up here with no businesses in them. My suggestion is to do is why don't we go, we're going to take a business out downtown anyway. Why don't we just go ahead and take it down now? We can build your Walmart downtown, and we can paint pictures on the side of this building for what this place used to look like.
My name is Shane Tuller. I live out in Aspen Springs. I'm a resident of the county, not the town. And I apologize. I said I apologize. I'm not a public speaker and I don't do this very well, but I see too much one-sidedness from both sides of this issue. And I would just like to offer a middling opinion. One cannot use the force of government to prevent another from the free use of the other's own property. To do so is to negate the principle of property rights, the basis of our free society, and the very precepts of liberty. That said, under no circumstances should the government provide for or support any business with others' money. To do so is the antithesis of capitalism and the free market. The foundation of capitalism is supply and demand. If the demand is great enough, it will warrant the supply. This is how businesses rise and fall, by providing the best service. If done any other way, it corrupts the system and makes a mockery of free enterprise. If Walmart wishes to come, then let them do so at their own risk and at their own expense. No free man can use the government's monopoly on force to do his own bidding, be it to acquire another's money through taxes or to restrict their own freedom. Thank you.
My name is Chuck Shillingworth, and my wife Janet and I bought a home here in 2005, which was the end of a 3-year odyssey traveling around the western United States to find a second home. And we landed here because of how beautiful it was and how kind the people were when we were spent time here. And we live in Pasadena, California, which I know is a little controversial around here, but we don't make our money here, but we spend a lot of it here. And we're going to exercise our free option to not spend a dime of it at Walmart. If you come in here. We live in Walmartville, and you do not want to live in Walmartville. And in Pasadena, we had a similar thing happen a number of years ago. The NFL announced that they were going to come in and take over our Rose Bowl and the Arroyo Seco, where it is, the beautiful spot. And they got a small section of the community in a vote to vote 60% for allowing them in, but it didn't represent a true percentage of the whole community. And the individuals in the community rose up, and we do not have an NFL franchise in Pasadena, and we're not going to have one. So my recommendation is, if you do end up building here, which it sounds like you do, I would suggest that you build it underground so nobody can see it.
I'm Sydney Gustafson, and I live out in Aspen Springs, so I can't vote on any of this stuff either. I'm not going to take much time. I got a letter, a beautiful Valentine, from a friend of mine who used to live here. And here is what she said. Hate to hear about Walmart. Our little town will never be the same. Too bad. The small town feeling will be lost.
speak, but I couldn't help myself.
Can't hear you.
I have one question for, I think it's Josh, Mr. Wal-Mart. When you go home at night, I don't know if you have kids or not, or if your sister does, or you have some young family, but put them on your knee, face them out your window in your backyard, and say, Daddy's or Uncle Josh is going to build a Walmart within 1,000 feet of the largest national forest in the United States. By the way, it's 4 times the size of Yellowstone. When they grow up and learn about Yellowstone, you can let them know that you're putting this in a community that is so gorgeous. I got lucky. I stumbled across Pagosa. I didn't have to drive from Canada to Mexico. I got real lucky and found it with 4 days of effort. I never get lucky, but I did. And all the people that come in my store and tell me how great and how happy they are that they finally found this place because of a lot of different things. The number one thing is the beauty and how nice people are. This meeting, this whole thing has driven this community extremely apart. Stan, you said something at the beginning of the meeting that you guys had no part in any of this. But a town manager, Mr. Mitchum, told me that you guys signed confidentiality agreements back in September. So whatever's going on, be honest with yourselves. When you look yourself in the mirror tonight, can you say you're doing the right thing? I've been to a lot of town council meetings and I've never seen armed security. So somebody here must say, guys, we better protect ourselves. This is not a good thing.
Chrissy Karras, thank you very much for having us. I appreciate all your work. I appreciate all your work. Thank you very much for having us. Did you know there was a class action suit that was dropped because there were 1.5 million women suing Walmart? Now, Walmart hopes it's going away, but Tennessee, Texas, California, and a number of other states are individually suing Walmart because statistically, Walmart pays twice their wages to men that they do women.
Yes.
I see cringe, but I got it in writing. And also, the biggest pension fund manager in the world just dropped Walmart because of their poor practices. Do we want someone like Walmart here? No. I don't think so.
I'm Isabel Webster and I'm a local here. I just have a couple of things that are on my mind. One is rolling back prices and Walmart. Roll on into town.
My name is Eugene Lobato and I was born and raised in this town. My hometown, my beautiful hometown. I hear a lot of you coming up here reading your material. What I'm saying is coming from the heart. I am pro Walmart. I want Walmart in this town. I've worked for Walmart in the past, and they did me fine. People talking about the wages. Well, some of us will work for what we have to work for. That's the way I was brought up in this town. I want Walmart in this town. It'll create jobs. I see there's a lot of opposition. At first, I wasn't going to get up and say anything, but I've heard enough of the opposition. You people, welcome to my beautiful hometown, but you are not telling me what's best for my town. Like I said, I was born and raised here. I've been here 61 years. And welcome to my hometown. You people bring all your bad driving habits and you want to express what's best for my hometown. And I totally disagree with all the opposition. I've listened to the pros and I've listened to the cons. Walmart is not going to affect this town. If anything, Walmart is going to help this town. And I welcome Walmart.